travel agent.
Arthur, I'm fine.
Good.
Are you fine?
Yeah, yes.
Good. Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Good. Oh, my.
Oh, Arthur, that's just my blood pressure.
A former Marine?
That's right.
Breathe.
Oh, it's a good one. It won't be too long now.
Excuse me, but shouldn't you give her something for the pain?
Arthur, I'm fine.
What have you got? Demerol, morphine, spinal block? I will not have my wife in pain. There's no pain.
Arthur.
Yes.
Sit down.
Yes.
I mean, Leah, Arthur and Carmen don't get too much of a chance to do that sort of shtick because obviously the plot of this episode is that Carmen's going into labor. So we see a little bit of it when Arthur comes to the hospital and sees Carmen's in a wheelchair and he gets all nervous about it.
Right. And I really think a big part of it is a testament to the writing of Blake Hunter. Because he did three of the 4 Carmen episodes.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah.
I believe the only one he did not do is late season 4, You Can't Go Out of Town Again.
Is that the one where he goes back to college and
Yes.
They find out that Carmen kind of first dated him on a dare? Is that
Yes.
it?
Yeah, that's it. And actually, there's also... This is one of the things I love about actually having scripts, is that you can sort of, depending on which version of the script you have, you can sort of see things that round out and flesh out the world of the show just a little bit more that might not necessarily have made the episode. Because I have an early script for Jennifer and the Will, also written by Blake Hunter, which has a sequence that was cut out. It's a one-sided phone conversation between Andy and Carmen. That's simply adorable.
Yeah, we'll have to get the details from you as we get closer to that one. There's a whole story there, right? Because originally Jennifer was supposed to marry that guy.
Yeah, the Colonel. Right? Yeah, the Colonel.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
But then they backed away from that. They didn't have it. He was just another one of her suitors. They hadn't actually wed.
Right.
Huh.
But that's
a story for
another
another
subject
episode.
for another episode.
Now, that's a cute little number. You even cover your shoes, huh?
Oh, yeah, sure do. You know, this is my 4th delivery since 5 o'clock this morning. When it rains, it pours.
What is that all over your shoe covers?
It's coffee stains.
No, it's not.
No, it's not, Arthur. Now, look, this is a very human thing here. There is no stork, you know. That's blood.
Blood.
Well, the script that I have is the final shooting script from November 5th, 1980. And up to the final shooting script, there is a section where there are 3 flashbacks from Patter.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's neat.
Right after Dr. Levin, listed in the script here as being played by Richard Venture and not Andy Romano, as in the final actual episode. You know, right after where Dr. Levin says, I'm an old hand at this. Carlson just stands there. Cut to a shot from the patter of little feet when Arthur and Carmen open the champagne. No sound, slow motion. Cut to close-up of Carlson. Cut to another cut from Patter, page 23D. See, that Patter is the only one of the 4 Carmens that I don't have the script for. There's a scene where Carlson is with Lillian, where he goes, Mom, are you just come up here to rattle my cage? And she goes, No, Arthur, I'm come up here because I'm concerned. Many things can go wrong in childbirth. And let's face it, Carmen is not a young woman. And Carlson goes, well, be careful. And he goes, we? What do you mean we? You're not having the baby. Cut to Carlson standing there. Cut to Patter, Carlson and Carmen dancing. And then cut to Johnny singing Peggy Sue.
Interesting. I think you can get away without the flashback.
Oh, right.
At first I was thinking, were they concerned that viewers didn't know where babies come from? But it does, those cuts would have, they would have reminded us, it would sharpen Arthur's worry. It reminds us about Carmen's age, and it sharpens, Arthur's sense of, of what he is worried about and the extent to which he can't, it's something that she has to do without him, and he, how supportive can he be?
You want to see me, Doc?
Yeah, Arthur, we have a breech birth. The baby is Fanny first. It looks like I'm going to have to do a cesarean section. But maybe not. This is Carmen's second child. She's still having good contractions. You see, what we have to worry about is a cord dropping down between the baby's legs and the oxygen getting cut off. You listening to me?
Yes, yeah.
So I've called in an anesthesiologist, and I've got the operating room. And everything's going to be just fine, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But you're going to have to hang in there, okay? I'm an old hand at this.
I think the episode definitely works better without those. I can kind of picture all three of those scenes, and I'm sure it would have added something. Again, this is not the era of binge watching we're talking about. It's the era where that episode happened 9 months ago, and people might not remember the specifics of Carmen and Arthur's ages and everything, but I don't know. I trust Gordon Jump at this point to convey all that. You know what I mean? Like, especially in this episode. I mean, I think this is one of his most underrated performances on WKRP. There's a lot of other episodes. I mean, Who is Gordon Sims is another great Gordon Jump performance, but you know, he conveys that it's worry, but it's not sitcom anxiety.
Right.
It's sort of internalized worry. He's trying to be strong for Carmen and strong for everyone else. And I think having those flashbacks would have undercut that a tiny bit. Now, that being said, it's super interesting to hear which ones they chose.
Right.
Having Mama in Arthur's head makes a lot of sense because, like, we know that primary relationship has shaped Arthur into the man he is today, for better and for worse. And having Mama in his head kind of harping on him at that point actually is kind of effective. But, you know, you gotta trust the actors to do the heavy lifting. And I think the final cut, reflects that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all on Gordon's face.
Oh, that's great, Leah. Thank you for bringing all those scripts to the table, because that adds so much to the discussion.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and that's one of the reasons I love having scripts, so I can see what else isn't on the surface and what stuff had originally been planned to bring into the whole thing, but that just sort of gets set by the wayside.
And this is an era before DVD extras were like a thing people kept in their heads. So if they had shot that sort of like, well, not, I mean, these are flashbacks, obviously, but like having that alternate cut out there in some form is really cool, because we get spoiled these days. We get to see deleted scenes on movies and TV shows all the time, but this is the only way you can get them from these older series in a lot of ways.
Right.